Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the year-end episode of the Loremasters of the Absurd. And man, do we have a special one for you tonight. We're the podcast that covers the films, the absurd films of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, with your host, Loremaster Jeff, and myself, Loremaster Eli. How you doing tonight, Jeff?
I'm doing pretty good. This was an interesting one for me here. As you guys know, I'm not a huge horror movie buff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It took me a little while to come up with this list, but I'm pleased with it. So that's all that
Hey,
really matters, right?
in the universe of Conan, we had a tester metal.
It's the riddle of steel. So
Yeah, but I'm testing metal. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, you know
what?
what I'm saying. You know
Conan
what?
never said
What?
that.
No, but
Did you
like in
even
the
watch that
universe.
movie?
Yeah, they had test the metal,
Masters
you
of
know?
the Universe.
That's He-Man.
What are you talking about? Test your metal.
I thought in the second one they were like, what's that guy says I'm gonna test your metal. Maybe I made that up. I don't
I
remember.
think you completely did.
That's all right. That's why we write movies on the side.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, they're going to be great. So
Of course. Uh and for some reason, joining us again, because I'm a glutton for punishment, Mary. How you doing, Mary?
I'm good. I really appreciate that introduction. So
Well,
loving.
every time you've been on, somehow my position on this podcast comes into question, and I end up getting made fun of and get in trouble.
That's because we know you.
Well, that's hurtful.
is it every time Mary's on or just in general? I mean, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe one little column A, little column B.
It's kind of like, well, Eli's here, so party's over.
Whoa! Don't you mean the party begins?
No,
No.
I meant what I said.
Well, once again, if you're mean to hurt my feelings, you have succeeded.
Ask anyone who's ever invited you to a party.
Well, jokes on you. I
Has
don't go to
anyone?
parties. Whoa!
Has anyone?
Hey, that's hurtful. That was really hurtful. Wow. You should be ashamed.
I'm not.
Shamed. But hey, before we get into this special uh year-end episode, before we go into the new year, I thought we'd talk about a little story, a little event occurred. We just got through with Christmas, and Lord Master Jeff here went on a quest to find the Holy Grail of presents. Uh, Jeff, you said that this was a really hard to find, right?
Yeah, this was an event. I felt like Conan in this, searching far and wide. Um, riding my horse around, a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
stuff happened. I
Yeah,
had to climb the temple of the snake.
yeah.
You know,
You know what the only difference is between
fight James Earl Jones for this. Like it
well,
was,
I don't know, because I was gonna say the only difference between your quest and Conan's quest is I'm sure you are not fighting anybody over this present.
No, I did. You'd be surprised how much of an avid lover of this movie James Earl Jones is.
Whoa.
You'd be
Oh, so you had to
shocked.
actually fight James Earl
I
Jones
did.
himself.
You'd be shocked to know it. Yep.
He's like
Mhm.
80 years old.
Well, it was. He's still pretty feisty, so
Okay.
I don't
All
want to
right,
say
fair enough.
anything.
Fair enough.
What was the holy
Oh,
grail of my quest, as it were?
not only did you buy me this movie, you bought like the collector's edition
Mm-hmm.
of this movie that comes with bonus features and extra deleted scenes and all this extra commentary and interviews.
I thought it was a really thoughtful gift.
It was. Lord Master Jeff got me the collector's edition of John Carpenter's Vampires.
I love the art on the
Ooh.
front of that. Like the
Yeah, it like don't even look like the movie. Because who's that guy in the back with the bandana? He wasn't even in the movie.
I don't remember anybody in the movie with a bandana.
He
But
wasn't
then
even
again,
in
I
the
was
movie.
just praying for it to be over, so I might have missed a couple characters.
Well, as this is the season of giving, Jeff, you and I are talking, we may have some special things coming down the pipe line for our wonderful audience involving that collection
Oh, yeah.
edition movie.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want to spoil it
I
yet.
don't want to spoil anything.
We don't want to spoil it yet. So just, I just thought I'd say, if anybody, no matter, hey, if someone buys you a car for Christmas, a house, anything else, bet you didn't get the collector's edition John Carpenter's Vampires.
Yep, we just made everybody who listens jealous. So,
Well, you know what? In all honesty, they probably should be, right?
mm-hmm.
Because how many people? I'm probably one of four people You can say they own that.
I don't know. I mean, it was shockingly hard to find. So whether
Really?
it was the fact that like a bunch of people buy it, which I highly doubt, or nobody wants it and they made 4 copies of it, that's probably a more likely scenario. You know, they said like, "You want a what edition of this?" All right, like
And they had to go in the back.
like had to fund this himself. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
As the employee goes in the back, and they're like feeling underneath like old boxes and stuff. Like I think we had one of these.
yeah, it was tough. I went to FYE, which is like a um what would you call it, Mary? A store full
A
of
specialty
specialty.
DVD, CD, which like shouldn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
Really.
yeah. I remember going there in high school and buying CDs and stuff. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
they still had and like we were at the mall, and I was like, oh well, maybe FYE has it. Nope. I searched like online, and it was real hard to find the VHS was actually easier to find than the special edition. You know, so it was just quite a
Well, I'm assuming everybody
quite a
used the
time.
VHS as like bricks to prop open their door and
It's
stuff.
possible.
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Oh
So
man. All right. Well, hey. So just know there's some weird stuff coming in the works for that. But we thought, as we're working really hard here at the Loremasters to get ready for the new year. Some of the stuff we have coming out, which we might tease a little bit at the end. But we thought instead of doing a movie this week, 'cause it's the end of the year, we're relaxing, it's after Christmas, we do something a little different. So we thought this last episode of the year, we would each give our top 10 horror movies list of the it's our top 10 horror movies of movies that occurred in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. We brought Mary on because I think she's seen every horror movie that's ever been made.
That is not true. I haven't seen John Carpenter's Vampires. So.
Well, is that just because you have taste, or
well, he said horror, not comedy.
yeah, I said horrors.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
No,
Gotcha.
top 10. So it's our top 10 horror movies. Now, I just want to say this out there, you horror people. I know how you people work. Don't judge us. These are the ones we like, okay? We're not movie critics.
Hey, the horror
Don't judge
community
us.
is very inclusive and nice, except for like 10 people who got really mad about Halloween Ends and wrote a petition for them to refilm it.
Yeah, what's up with those people?
Well, I'm
Like,
just saying, if anybody comes after us for our list, we all know what the punishment is here at the Lore Masters, and that's a frozen gummy snake arrow to the neck. You don't want to be part of that. You don't want to have any of that. Nothing's
yeah,
worse than feeling that cold sting of 1 pound gummy snake hitting your neck, and then Jeff standing over your body in his Thulsa Doom costume.
you have to be worried, Mary, if Eli buys a deep freeze and puts downstairs. You see a bunch of
Okay.
credit card charges from like Candy World or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
And you open it, it's just like 100 1 pound
what?
gummy snakes.
Gummy snakes.
At this point, like nothing that he does could
Would surprise
surprise
you.
me
Really?
or,
That's kind of mean and hurtful.
well, I don't know what to tell
Not
you.
untrue. I mean,
Yeah. I didn't say it wasn't true. I just said it's hurtful.
I'm really excited to hear Jeff's list because he's not a big horror fan. So that makes me pretty excited to hear what he came up with.
I think my top, like my lower, the lower list is not pretty box standard, but like they're known movies. But my upper list might be a little out there, or a little less a road less traveled, I guess we'll say.
All right.
Interesting.
All right. Well, let's see. So I think the way we talked about before the show, the way this will work is we're just gonna count down. We're all gonna present our 10, then we'll go to 9, so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's get these top 10 lists, huh?
Mhm.
So Mary, how about as our guest, we'll let you start off. What is your number 10 spot horror movie of the 70s, 80s, and 90s?
Well, I have to start with kind of a disclaimer about my list because I am horrible at ranking things, especially things that I love. So I picked my top movies, but they are not in much of a particular order because I love all of them. So depending on the day, like one might be my favorite, one might be my favorite. So this is just kind of like a mess of 10 movies that I love.
All right, we'll still judge you. We'll still judge you.
Okay, that's fine. So number 10, I have The Shining.
Oh, Kubrick's, or didn't in the 90s they do that made for TV one?
Yeah, I think that was Mick Garris did a mini series. and that is interesting. There's a child in it who plays Danny that I want to kick in the face.
I have yet to meet very many children that you don't want to kick in the face.
That's true. No, there's a couple. Like I love Jacob Tremblay. Like he's a good child actor. There's other like the kids who generally work with Mike Flanagan. I like them,
Okay.
but like a lot of '90s kid actors are really kickable.
Kickable.
Yeah. So yeah,
Right.
that one sticks to the book a lot better than Kubrick's. I know like it's very cool now to not like Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, but I still love it.
Is
It's
it
in
cool?
my
Is that a thing? I didn't know it was cool to not like his.
Yeah, I feel like a
Well,
lot of people are kind of turning on it now because it doesn't really stick to the book
The
very
yeah,
well.
the literary
yeah.
iteration.
Well,
Mhm.
remember on the first episode Mary was on and she talked about that guy in her film class, the cowboy hat?
I don't even remember that guy.
Are you
There was
talking
a
to
guy in
me?
a cowboy hat?
Yeah, you were talking about this guy in your film class or something?
No, he came to a party
Or I
and he
came to a
was
party.
like, yeah, he was like, I prefer what's that
H.P.
guy's name?
Lovecraft
Yeah,
over
he was like, I
Stephen
prefer
King.
Lovecraft over Stephen King.
Yeah.
Well, that guy's dumb. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's a different. I mean, that's a different kind of like, you know, story. Stephen
Yeah.
King really didn't delve into cosmic horror. You know what I mean? So,
People just really like to sniff their own farts a lot.
that's
Whoa.
true. That's true.
And it's like, you know what? Just you can enjoy things. It's fine.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Jeff, what is your number 10?
Kind of a disclaimer on my list too. There's a couple on here that have like multiple iterations
Okay.
and or like 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
I think sequels to pretty much anything are dumb.
All
So,
right. Fair enough.
well, except Conan, and
Oh, yeah, of
Rambo.
course.
No,
Oh, yeah, of course.
there's exceptions to the
Yeah,
rules,
of
but generally
course.
speaking, the later movies end up being worse. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, and I've skipped a lot of them. So, but this next movie, for instance. My number 10 is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Because that
I didn't
movie,
think anybody liked that movie.
oh, that movie rules. Are you kidding me? Dude, all them weird clown people. And like, especially like if you're like, I'm not afraid of clowns, but like, I used to know a guy that really was afraid of clowns. Like, I was in high school and stuff, you know what I mean? And like, that movie came out. Well, I guess it was before I was in high school, but we were talking about, and he was like the most freaked out he's ever been of anything in his life because like not only are they clowns, they're like the nightmare of clowns. You know what I mean? So, but
they're making a
that
video
was
game.
what's that?
They're
They're
making a
making a
video
video
game on
game.
Killer Clowns. Yeah. Where
Holy
like
heck,
people
man!
play as the
That's
clowns and people play as
yeah.
teenagers and they go and you
So
guys
it's kind of
escape.
like the is it like the like a asymmetrical
It's kind of like that, like Friday the 13th and like Dead by Daylight and
So
yeah.
it's like a team of versus one clown or
Yeah.
something like that. You know what I mean? Which is kind of funny because like gosh, I don't even know when was that movie 82 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a like it's a pretty old movie. They made like two or three iterate, you know what I mean, 2 or 3 sequels, but I didn't really watch the sequels that much because I mean, once again, like I said, I think the original's probably the best. So
All right, fair enough.
I
what
haven't
about
watched
you?
that movie since high school.
Watch it again, man. You won't be disappointed. I
I,
watched it
I had a lot of
probably
fun when I
six
watched
or
it in
eight
high
months ago.
school.
Right, and that's why, like, honestly, a lot of my movies are kind of like that. They kind of have that. They're scary or horror, but they have a little bit of, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right,
whimsical
fair
to
enough.
them. Or
Fair
It
enough.
was 88.
88.
88.
Okay.
Wow. So so you're not afraid of clowns, Jeff?
No, huh?
Remember a couple years ago when all those people were just standing places dressed as clowns?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That didn't scare you?
Why? No, they're just people standing around.
Yeah, but what are they doing?
I've
Why are they
been
just
to a
standing?
grocery store. I mean, I don't like see people standing around all the time.
I remember the place I worked at before I worked at now, where you actually you worked as well, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
During like that was during that time, and the people in the restaurant next to us, there was a Burger King. They called the cops because here across the highway from that was one of those guys to stand there.
Yeah. I mean, they don't scare me. You know who does scare me? The actual Burger King, that guy in his real big head.
Wait,
Oh yeah,
That's
he's
really
terrifying.
weird,
The Burger
right?
King.
Like, could you imagine if you saw him in real life? Because he's like kind of funny on the commercial, but if like you were there and like he showed up with his big weird king
Yeah,
head,
he has
like,
a huge head. I'm
yeah.
so
Oh, I
glad. Like,
love the
I'm
king.
also afraid of him.
Yeah.
Ew.
I thought he was so funny.
Ew. No, he's terrifying.
No,
No, he's legitimately scary.
Yeah,
I'm with
he's
Jeff.
weird. Like,
you
He's
like
so
the
scary.
Butterfinger alien,
Yeah,
it's
I
just
love the
cute
Butterfinger
I
alien.
don't.
but not the
Thank you,
king.
Jeff. Jeff
Oh
gets
my
me.
God.
You don't get me.
You know what? You know what else used to scare me is Land of Confusion, the puppet one, the Phil Collins,
Oh,
I don't know
the
that.
weird, like, look it up. The weird, like, because they were like a caricature of realistic. Dude, I had nightmares about that video. Like they had, because it was basically like the presidents and stuff, but their heads were like these weird puppets. Oh my gosh,
Ew, that sounds
it's
horrifying.
it's so like Ronald Reagan, like you could tell it was him, but it was all like distorted and like caricatured, and it was like, oh man, it freaked me out, dude, when I was a little kid. Like, I'm like, you better turn Phil Collins off right now. You know what I mean?
Now you just have a general fear of Phil
yeah,
Collins.
yeah, like just
It's like
keep me away from drummers who sing. You know what I mean? Like,
someone turns on the music video and Jeff's just in a room in his house. He goes, "I feel like coming in the air tonight."
yeah, like I feel it coming in the air tonight. Like, yeah, I was like that video did it for me, man. I was like, nope, I'm done with Genesis or Phil Collins.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
What's your number 10 there? Eli?
My number 10 would be Clive Barker's original Hellraiser, 1987.
Good
It's a good
choice.
one.
Good choice.
Yeah. I tend to, you'll find I kind of like religiously horror because it's kind of a cool concept where, like, you know, you talk to religious people and like which some of the stuff you see in the box is like terrifying, and then like they kind of bring that to life. So you have like these demons, and they weren't in a whole lot of the movie, but like it's kind of crazy because like when you get to the end where you can see them and stuff, it just like sucks the air out of the rest of the movie. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Pinhead is one of the best horror villains that doesn't get enough credit.
Except for
Because-
some of
right.
the
I mean, all
newer
the sequels
Well,
are
I mean,
horrendous.
once again, the kind of original ones tend to be done a little better.
2 and 3 are good, but then
Yeah.
after that,
Yeah.
it's like really just kind of goes off. Goes off the rails.
not great. Not
I think
great,
it's because he's very like even keel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't really get like worked up or anything. He's just
he's
like, well,
not chasing you.
got a bunch of pins in my head.
Yeah,
You're
he's
I'm
not
just gonna
getting
show
too
up,
excited.
You're going to
put some
hell.
hooks in you.
I got these
Hey,
leather
You
leather
solved
on.
this puzzle. You thought you're gonna win a prize.
Yeah, you did
Your
win.
prize is I'm taking you to hell.
You didn't win a prize.
He has such sights to show you.
Yeah, that's true. I
don't want to see him. I don't want to see him.
Did it make one with like a female pinhead or something?
Well,
like
we
that?
that's the newest one. Hulu
The
basically
new one?
rebooted the series,
Mhm.
and like it was fine. Like the main character was like the most boring, like hated. Like I don't like it was like I never hated a main character more in my life.
Really? Wow.
And like what's kind of weird too
That's
is
an
like
over exaggeration. You've definitely hated people more than you hated her.
I still hate her at the time. And like some and like they did more of like a steampunk version. Like they had gears and stuff in them.
Okay, so not just like kind of the because
They weren't-
basically he was just leather with pins in his head.
Yeah,
I
and
was
like they still like they still have some leather, but a lot of it's like their skin folded over itself, and like
Mhm.
they have all these gears and like mechanisms, and
I just didn't like the look of it either. It just looked,
Yeah.
I don't know.
like it was fine, but all right, Mary, what was your number 9?
My number 9 is, and don't say this isn't a horror movie, Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, that's a horror movie.
Oh no, tons of people say that's not horror.
Really?
And they can go to hell. Yeah.
Did you know Jeff and I we got a brochure to go see the house. Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Was filmed in that's owned by a guy that didn't own it at the time, has nothing to do with it, but he was the keynote speaker.
He just bought the house. He's like,
just bought it.
I bought it, and if you want to come over, come on over.
Yeah.
I think he's just kind of lonely. Like he wants friends, so that's why he bought that house. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and he made it like a B&B or something.
yeah.
But the real treat is like, you know, he's like, oh, just, you know, enjoy yourself. And then like he just keeps showing up like, hey, I have Scrabble
Yeah.
if you're
Scrabble?
interested.
Mhm.
He
Yeah.
definitely does not kill and skin the people that come to that B&B.
No, no, no one said that. Who said that? Whoa, what are you doing? Oh, that weird wink. All right, Science Lambs. I dig it. I dig it. Jeff, what about you? What's your number 9?
Number 9. And this may be a little bit of an obscure one. The movie Ghoulies.
Oh my god, I haven't thought about that movie in so long.
I don't think anybody has.
No, it
But
was terrible.
you know what? The first one, I really like the first one. Like, do you guys remember what the plot of it? Like, I looked up the synopsis.
What was like?
Like,
I
it's
feel like
been a
living in
long
the
time.
toilet or something.
No, well, one of them was like a little. He's kind of like a half fish little fella.
Yeah.
So let me read your synopsis. As a child, Jonathan was almost killed by his father during a satanic ritual. After being saved and raised by Wolfgang, who has kept him, which first off, I guy's name's Wolfgang. That's awesome, right? Who kept him unaware of his background. Jonathan inherits Malcolm's house and moves in with his girlfriend, Rebecca. During a party, he jokingly performed a ceremony and described in one of his father's books of black magic, not realizing that he has unleashed small demonic creatures known as ghoulies. Fantastic. And like there was like a weird like rat one or something.
Yeah.
The one looked like the creature from the Black Lagoon, kind of. I'm trying to think what the other two, because there was 4 of them total, but I mean, come on, like little puppet, like weird, like like bad puppet, like
They
little
kind of look
guys.
like boogers, if I remember. Something looked
Well,
like just
that was
big
like
boogers.
the one looked like the creature from that was the green one. Like it was,
Yeah.
he was kind of the leader guy, and there was that weird like he was like I don't know if he was like a rat or like a mole or something like that, but he was just real dumb. But he was like real big, like he had a little tiny head. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So,
Oh my
everybody
god,
out there, if you haven't seen that movie, it's on my top 10 list. So check
I
it
haven't
out.
watched that. So I think I watched that once.
Once
It's
again,
been
they
years.
made. I remember when I was I haven't watched it in some time, but I remember when I was little, man. I loved that movie, and because it was once again like it was a horror movie. I wasn't really scared out because I thought them little things were cool, like like you know.
Oh my
So,
god, we might have to revisit.
Yeah,
Ghoulies.
Eli,
Yeah.
we'll have to watch that.
Oh my god. All right, fair enough. My number 9, and I will go down the rest of my life loving this movie, is The Monster Squad, which is basically is an 80s movie, Jeff, where it's basically like if the Goonies had to fight the Universal monsters. And it was like real funny. It had one of the greatest lines in cinematic history, and it is Wolfman has nards.
because has nards.
Because the chunk character, like the werewolf, is like trying to get him, and it's got a hold of him. And the one kid screams, he goes, "Kick him in the nards." He's like, "Wolfman have got nards." He's like, "Just kick him." So then he does, and it, like Wolfman doubles over, holding his crotch. He goes, "Wolfman got nards."
Well, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that movie. I think we
Oh, it's
talked about
so
it
good.
before,
I
but
think I
yeah.
made Mary
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah, but
Maybe,
it was
yeah.
one of those things where I didn't see it when I was a kid, so watching it as an adult, I didn't really get it.
Oh, I love the guy who played Dracula. Oh man, like it, like they end up making like there's Frankenstein's in it, the Mummy, Dracula, Creature from the Black Lagoon, and the Wolfman.
Okay.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, I love it. Love Monster Squad. But like that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah,
Goonies versus
Goonies versus the
Universal
Monsters.
Monsters. So good.
Was it like made by Universal or like do you know?
I think they
studio
were
made it?
involved because they could
Really?
have all of them
Yeah.
in one film, and like Dracula was Dracula, it was Wolfman, and like they had pictures like the Universal
Mhm.
posters, like the movie stuff, because like it's called the Monster Squad because these kids all like the Universal monsters. And
Yeah.
they had a
Yeah.
club and they called themselves the Monster Squad.
Yeah.
They had,
That's
like,
a shame that
treehouse and
like
everything.
that thing that they were trying to do, like the Dark Universe or whatever, like went to
Yeah.
shit.
Well, like
God,
look at your problem. You're like let's make the Mummy. But did you see the Mummy with Tom Cruise?
It was bad. Yes.
It was
Yeah.
terrible. It made no
Yeah.
sense.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
like,
even watch
literally,
it.
It don't. You're
Yeah.
not missing anything.
I mean, the Brendan Fraser Mummy, like
Oh, yeah,
that
you
is a
can't,
perfect
yeah.
movie.
Yeah. You're
Even
not wrong.
the Scorpion King with that turd,
Yeah.
with the
I
rock
don't
on
know
a turd.
about that.
I
It was-
love The Rock.
Did you
as
love
the
him
Scorpion King?
No, that's terrible. But I love The Rock.
The Rock starring as somebody who took a dump on a scorpion?
Oh man, but yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I you know what? Unpopular opinion, critically wise. Anyway, I really like Dracula Untold. Like I like
was
that
really
movie. I
good.
thought
I
it
like
was
that
good.
movie.
You
I
know,
actually didn't see
but
that.
It was the
didn't do
start
well,
of that
like,
universe.
It didn't do well commercially, I guess, and
Mm-mm.
I thought it was good. Like I really liked it.
I honestly think it did bad because I think it came out during like the Twilight era, and I think that's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
those were the type of vampires people wanted.
Right. I mean, some
Yeah.
of it didn't make any sense, but it wasn't as bad as some other vampire movies that Eli has a special edition collection.
Excuse me.
What you talking about? John
Oh,
Carpenter's
okay.
Vampires, the
John
greatest
Okay.
vampire movie ever made. All right, hold your tongue.
No,
Hey,
we weren't talking about Twilight, Mary.
you
It's
got
fine.
mahogany?
Reel it,
Mhm.
calm it down. You got mahogany?
Yeah, I unwrapped this and I had mahogany. Uh, good God. All right, Mary, what's number 8?
Number 8 for me is The Exorcist.
Oh,
A classic. I
Yeah.
know Jeff
Yes,
was not particularly scared by it.
No,
But-
I mean, like I said, we talked about before. I wasn't afraid, but I understand. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was a good movie, regardless.
Yeah.
So.
I thought because Mary, you were on that episode too. I thought we talked about that. We decided the scariest thing wasn't possessed child, but was the tickle monster.
Tickle monster.
Yes.
Yeah, that was.
But
and
there isn't a
Pasquale
tickle
Pete,
monster movie, so I couldn't put that on my
unfortunately,
top 10.
Not yet.
Yes, TM.
TM.
All right, fair
Putting
enough.
my little movie in the works very soon. So
I can't wait to see it.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a couple of us to go.
I wish you were supportive.
Well, then, I have to get them where I can get them. Jeff, what's your number 8?
So my number 8 is a little bit of maybe not a stretch. I guess it's a horror, but it has a little more sci-fi vibe to it. But Critters.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
guys.
Critters.
Mhm. Now this is one exception where, because they're all basically the same movie, you can watch 1 through 58 or however many there are.
Did you
You know what I
watch
mean?
they tried to revamp it and it was on
I didn't watch.
Sci-Fi.
I'm talking
Don't.
about the original Critters. I don't.
Don't watch the
I mean,
remake.
like Critters 1 through. I think there's 4 of the
Yeah.
original movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all basically the same.
Oh my
But
God, I love
yeah,
it. I love
dude,
Critters
those
so
little
much.
things were mean as shit. Like,
Yeah.
they come right at you. Like,
Remember when they
yeah.
formed the big ball?
yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
those weird like alien guys were coming to hunt them. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hey, the one of them was the Undertaker.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, from the
Mean
wrestling
Mark,
WWE. Yeah. And it was
My-
crazy. He didn't say anything in the movie. He just
No,
he was on it
yeah.
for like 30 seconds.
My plan is, if I ever meet Leonardo DiCaprio, which won't happen, but just like in the back of my head, if I ever just like randomly walk, past him on the street, I'm going to look at him. I'm going to be like, "You look really familiar. Were you in Critters 3?"
They're like, what?
Yes,
No.
that was my Magnus opus or whatever.
I will never do. I've been chasing that film my
I've been
whole
chasing
career.
it. I'll never put in a better performance than I did in Critters 3.
Oh my God.
Titanic my ass.
If you think about it, he only did Titanic a couple years after that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
well, that was
Yeah.
his stepping stone. Critters 3 shot him to the stars.
Oh my God. My number 8 is the original 96 Scream. I love
Oh,
Scream a lot. It was so good. Probably one of Wes Craven's last good movies.
Oh, zing.
I love Wes Craven, and the guy tried. He tried real hard. But like
He
it was
tried.
towards the end of his career, it was a lot of hits and misses. Mainly
You
misses.
mean My Soul to Take isn't your favorite movie?
No. Terrible. It's about John Birdman.
I
No,
don't
it's a
care for
serial
Scream.
killer in a
Wait, hold
bird
on.
costume.
Wait. What'd you just say, Jeff?
I said I really didn't care for Scream.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
this podcast was fun, but
I know it's
Oh.
your favorite movie.
It was such
Maybe.
a good
No, I
whodunit
just
movie.
I mean, I think my problem was like I may have watched like the scary movies before I watched actual Scream. Like, and I
So
kept,
you kept waiting for Officer Doofy.
yeah, or
See-
Marlon Wayans or whatever his name is.
I can't stand the scary movies because like Scream was already making fun of itself.
Right.
And it was
yeah,
already like
yeah.
it was mocking itself and all of those movies. So then Scary Movie came in and like took this ridiculous, like they were like, we're gonna make fart jokes.
You don't like
And-
fart jokes?
Not the way they did it.
I'll be honest. The only scary movie I liked was the first one because I loved Officer Doofy and that part when he like drags that vacuum around the room.
Yeah.
So good. And then they just got real dumb after that. I didn't like the other ones. So good. All right, cool. Marion, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is Poltergeist.
Oh
man.
man, okay.
That's my
God is
like
in his holy temple.
hey, that's number 2.
I think I like the second one better, to be honest.
Oh,
with
it's a
you.
creepy old guy.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
he's
I
super scary. But
like,
the second
first
one is
one's-
like
yeah. The second one's real weird. Like
That part where
It
he's in
gets
the
really
tree.
weird.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I think that's why I like that. I mean, the first one was classic, but I think the second one, like, as far as for me, sorry, I'm
because the second
stepping
man is
on your
terrifying.
movie.
No, that's okay.
Yeah.
But,
I think
I mean,
that guy does it for me.
Poltergeist just reminds me, like, that was my childhood horror movie.
Mhm.
That was the one that like I would watch all the time. I'd watch it with my family. So like, I don't know, I just have a lot of nostalgia for it, but also I still think it's a great movie that holds up really well. So I love it.
Yeah.
well, Run towards the light,
I can say Tangina's entire speech, and sometimes
Really?
I say it in
No,
front of
you
Eli, and
can't.
he's I've done it in front of you, and you're like, stop.
Oh yeah, well yeah, but you do it in her voice.
Oh yeah.
Well, let's hear it.
Why wouldn't I?
Let's
No,
hear it.
I'm not.
You cannot reveal a hidden talent like
Yeah.
that and then not
Nope.
not
You
present
put me
it.
on the spot. I'm not doing it.
Oh,
It
wow.
has to
Oh,
be
wow.
just like
Well,
authentic.
I'm blaming
it
it
has
has
to
to
come
be
out.
organic.
I'm
Yeah.
blaming you, Jeff.
When
You
we
came in
cover
here
the
and be like the
Poltergeist
second
movie,
one.
you know what? When we cover Poltergeist, you can pre-record it and we'll
Yeah.
put it over there as the intro.
When I'm
or
just
the
like
intro.
feeling it one day,
Yeah.
I'll just record
Yeah, just
myself.
record it.
You'll get a weird audio text, Jeff. You'll be like, "What is this? Why is this weird old lady speaking to me?" All right, right on. Jeff, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is a little movie by the name of Children of the Corn.
Oh, we see you too, Malachi.
Excellent suspense. Creepy kids. I mean, I think it had it all.
Man,
You know,
I almost put that on my list. It was a
Mhm.
struggle. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I love Children of the Corn."
Yeah, it was. And I think too, like the biggest thing because it's like it kind of had that culty vibe, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
obviously they were cults to whatever that the god or whatever it was, the dark god, and like the Midwest is kind of known for that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So it's
Right.
very like it wasn't like it was. I think it was scary because like it's believable. You're like, well, yeah, I could like literally drive to Nebraska and there's probably 7 families. That, you know what I mean?
All right, let me ask you a question.
Shout out Nebraska.
Shout out Nebraska. I think Predator is filmed there, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, I have a question for you, Jeff.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, and every time I watch Children of the Corn, I think, if I was in that town, I would have no qualm about like picking up a piece of wood or something, just start hitting some kids. Do you
I
think
mean,
you'd survive?
if you knew about it, I mean, I think it would be be okay. You're just like, all right, well, these guys are going to try to get me and take me in the cornfield or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, if kids are trying to kill you,
Yeah.
you can
it's
absolutely
okay
take
to
them
hit them
out.
with a stick.
I've
yeah.
known people that like, oh, that movie scares me because like I don't think I could defend myself against. Some
Oh
children.
no, I know I could. Yeah. Who are these people that can't defend themselves against children?
They're like, I just don't know if I could, hit a child. I'm like, if they're swinging a
Oh,
sickle at
well,
you,
yeah, that's a little different. Like,
yeah,
I mean, just
Any-
to like walk down the street and hit a child, no, but like like a bunch
An
of
evil kid.
like crazed kids with sickles coming at you. I think I'll be
They're
all
gonna
right.
sacrifice you.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care if you're 8 months old. So you swing a sickle at me, all
8
bets are
months
off.
old.
Yeah, I don't care. All bets are off.
They have really good motor skills.
You swing
Take
that
sickle
sickle,
in that baby's hand.
it's a done deal. I'm hitting the baby.
He can't even walk backwards, and he's swinging a sickle at me.
Well, I mean, that doesn't require you to walk backwards, Maybe that's the way to stop that baby from hitting the sickle
Just
is
walk
you
backwards.
get behind it real fast and
Yeah, you
run,
can't-
and then
yep.
it feels like it's got to walk backwards to get
They
you.
can't.
I mean, if
yeah,
they're that little, you can just punt them.
Well,
Yeah.
but they got a sickle. You gotta get some length between you.
You
Keep
just
'em to-
grab it and kick them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can overpower an 8-month-old. You know what I mean? Well,
Maybe.
some people on this this recording, Eli may not be able to. Just saying.
Until I'm tested, my number 7 is not 1990s Arachnophobia.
Oh, that's
man.
a good
It's on
one.
Candy.
That
Yep.
movie
Mhm.
still, once again, the effects stand up, and it's one of the few movies from the 90s, and I really feel because it was filmed in like the end of the 80s, the
Yeah,
effects
yeah.
stand up, and like I still to this day, you can ask Mary when we watch it because I don't like spiders, and like there's scenes where like the spiders, I'm
Yeah.
like, ugh, or like I'll turn away.
Yeah,
'Cause
if
I'm
you have
telling
a
you right
spider
now-
phobia, that one's arachnophobia. So
Yeah.
that's-
If someone said, "Hey, can you go to my barn to see if this big killer spider's in a nest?" and if she's open that door and see all those fucking webs, nope, I'm done.
nope. You
Yeah,
gross.
I got married so that I'd have somebody to kill spiders, but
And then Eli's like,
yeah, he won't. I'm like,
spiders."
Eli, there's a spider. Will you kill it? And he's like, no.
Joke's on you. I won't touch them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll-
Let me know. I'll come over and kill the spiders.
Thank
for
you. I appreciate it.
I want to set up a hotline in your house, Jeff. A little red phone. It'll
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah.
You can answer. I'm like, hey, Jeff, there's
You
a
know what?
spider right here.
You know what? I'm more scared of like bees
Really?
than I am Yeah, I'm not scared of spiders. I can't. I'm not really like afraid of them, but like I just don't want to get stung. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
But a spider could bite you. It's
nah,
got
I
two
mean,
stingers
like,
on its mouth.
spiders are dumb. They got 8 legs. I mean, what are you gonna use them legs for? You know
To
what I mean?
hold you down so it can bite you and suck your insides out.
No.
That's just,
Wow.
it's such a good movie though. Like it's
Yeah.
still
Oh yeah.
it
Yeah.
holds up
100%.
so well. It's just so well done. It's so good.
You got John
Yeah, the
Candy in
dialogue,
it.
everything.
It's
Yep.
John Goodman though.
Or John Goodman. I
Yeah.
can't see John Goodman.
Candy.
One of the best. I don't know.
Did I say John Candy too?
Yeah, you
I
did.
think so. Yeah, and I think that's why I said it. John Goodman, who might be one of the best exterminators I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
He's like spinning them guns around. So good. All right, cool. All right. Mary, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is The Sixth Sense. And I didn't even put it at number 6 to be funny.
That
I
seems
didn't
like
think
a
about
little,
it.
that seems a little right on the
I
nose.
didn't
Like,
think about it, I swear.
I feel like you did.
you know, that movie had a lot of lazy ghosts in it.
Oh my God.
No,
Listen,
I
there's
don't-
ghost rules, man. We talked about this. There are ghost rules.
Yeah, well,
All right.
it's one of them to be lazy.
Mary,
So
Jeff thinks that the little girl who was murdered by her mom
Mhm.
was the laziest ghost in the world.
To not give the videotape to the dad herself.
she literally
Yeah,
could have just
yeah.
taken it down the steps.
No,
right? So
the-
she had
the
to
door
make
was
that
shut.
little kid. She had to make that little kid drive clear across the city just to carry the videotape down steps.
She can't get the door was shut.
Lazy
She can't push
ghost.
it through the door. There's ghost rules, man.
She can
No,
push.
yeah,
like,
she couldn't.
she can
like-
push a videotape, but she can't push the door.
Well, she can't get through the door with the tape. The door's closed.
No, she
Open
needed
it.
him to hand it to the dad to be like, watch this video. She needed to tell you something because otherwise he would have been like, I'm not going to watch this random tape that she made.
See,
If you were sitting there and you saw a videotape coming down the steps by itself, you wouldn't watch it.
I can't do that.
I feel like you'd watch it. Just saying.
You're so right. I'm so sorry I didn't think of that.
wait, no, I'd be like, I'm scared this tape was a demonic tape. I want to burn it now.
No, I better watch this to see what's on this tape. 'Cause
Or
Somebody
it'd be
went
like
through a
the
lot of
ring.
trouble.
It would turn into
yeah,
the
like-
ring.
yeah, like-
See, I no, because as soon as you start it up and it's just those puppets, I'm like, no, fuck puppets, and I just start take it out. I wouldn't even get
Whoa.
to the part.
But when
Whoa.
cute little Haley Joel
You
Osment
knew it,
comes up and
yeah.
says, "Hey, you're her dad. She needed to tell you something. So
See,
watch
but my,
this."
but my thing is like, so you're gonna do that? Like you're trusting this weird little kid who you don't even know.
But
He's
you know
like,
he can
"Watch
talk to
this tape."
ghosts.
He didn't know
Is
that.
her
The dad didn't know that.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like maybe he thought it was his friend or something.
We're getting way too deep into this.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, Jeff, what's your number 6?
So this one I may have cheated a little bit, right? So the
Uh-oh.
movie came out in 2000, but
Hey,
actual
that's
well-
not fair.
well, the actual movie took place in 1987.
Not fair. I would have done
So-
so many. I would have included so many
Uh,
2000 movies.
Well, my picture's on the marquee, so it's American Psycho.
Like you're saying, you look like Patrick Bateman.
No, not the marquee for the movie, the marquee for the show. You
Oh, what you meant? You thought you looked like Patrick Bateman.
oh, I do. You John Carpenter, you.
Oh, I didn't know you liked American Psycho.
Yeah, I thought that movie's excellent. Like that's one of my favorite movies. So
I actually
obviously
don't
it's
like
on my
that
list.
movie.
Well,
Wow.
getting
know what?
further and
Sorry.
further away.
Every week the fissure grows. The fissure grows.
No, we still hate you, Eli.
Yeah, I mean that'll that
All right,
that
well-
bond will never break our hatred for Eli.
Oh, well, that's hurtful. That's a little hurtful. Well, my number 6 is Event Horizon.
Oh wow, yep, that's a good one.
I love Event Horizon.
That was
Just-
disturbing.
Yeah. And it's still like if you watch it now, once again, still holds up. Like this demonic, like them going this demonic hell, extra dimensional plane or whatever it
Mhm.
was, and
Yep.
like
Mhm.
it's so good. Like the ending when he like the way he looks at the ending with all like the stuff carving his skin and missing his eyes
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yep.
I wish I could see all of the stuff that got edited out.
Yeah.
but I mean, I was looking it up and they said that it's like gone. Like there's
Yeah,
no way to get it.
yeah, like there's a like a basically it's the director's cut. And like
Mhm.
there's like it'll never like it's the footage was deleted or
Yeah,
something.
because it was supposed to be really messed up, and they were like, "We
Yeah.
can't put this in a
Okay,
movie."
yeah, this isn't gonna work. And anybody who likes Warhammer 40,000 and hasn't watched that movie, you need to watch that movie because that's exactly what. Well, it's pretty much what the warp is described as. Is you know what I mean in Warhammer. If your Geller fields go down.
Oh, you nerd.
Whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
Jesus, criminy!
So before we go to
You're
our
off the
top,
show.
hey, that's hurtful. Before we go to our top fives, I just want to call out one thing. None of us have had the same movie yet.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like our top fives we might overlap a little bit.
Yeah.
And,
Somebody
think
had
so.
a movie that's going to be in my top 5.
Oh, okay. All right,
was
interesting.
it Killer
All right.
Clowns from Outer Space? I didn't mean to take your number one.
Yeah, I didn't tell you, but Mary, sometimes I was like come in the house and she's dressed as a clown. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you know. I'm
Like, we need to go to the amusement park.
I'm like, all right, well. Mary, what's your number 5?
My number 5 again is a movie sometimes people argue is not horror, but they can kiss my butt. Jaws.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Jaws
yeah.
good.
Mhm. Yeah, I'd say I mean, horror's kind of a broad term, right? Because it's horrifying. It's just,
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
don't know.
that
I think
shark
that's a horror
terrified
movie.
me.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? It's
That
like-
movie
I will
literally
not touch
scared
water.
Yeah, that movie
Yeah.
literally scared a whole generation.
Right,
They
right,
were
yeah. So,
hunting
I mean,
sharks
that's-
from the sea.
Right. And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like a mixture of several genres, but I definitely count it as horror. So, and it's one of the best movies ever. So,
Yep. Mhm.
All right,
No, I
fine.
agree. I you know what? I don't care about them haters who don't think horror movie's a horror
Nah.
movie.
yeah.
They
Yeah,
can
they
just
go to
sniff their own
hell.
farts.
Whoa. That's the highest of insults you can lay at someone's feet, I hear. Hey Jeff, what's your number 5?
Halloween, the first one.
Oh,
Yep.
I was
Good movie.
wondering.
Yeah, I really like that movie a lot. Mhm.
Nice.
Like I said, I think when we covered it, right?
Yeah.
I'd watched it a long time ago, but I mean, definitely rewatching it. It's the plot's excellent. The acting's excellent. Just for the most part, you know what I mean. But yeah, I thought it was a good movie. So it's a classic
nice.
horror guy.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that was gonna be your list. I remember you
Mhm.
liked it, but then I remember you also, went after Loomis a little hard.
Well, I mean, you can like a movie, you can like the sum, but not all the pieces.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. My number 5 is John Carpenter's The Thing.
I thought you were gonna say vampires.
Yeah. Well, after you made fun of me a little bit, I was like, maybe I should change it now.
Yeah,
I
I almost put that. I was gonna put that one on my list, but there's some other ones that.
Wow.
I think I'm kind of in Mary's bag. Like I don't know. Like I don't think I don't like it enough to not put it on my list.
Yeah.
There's like other stuff that is either equal or like I've seen more recent. I don't know. Like or honestly, I didn't even think of that one for some reason.
Yeah, I just kind of went with the ones that I watched the most
yeah,
over and over
yeah.
again.
The
love
Thing's
Thing.
an awesome movie. Yep.
Still one of the greatest scenes in movie history is when he chucked like that guy's running out of fire.
Dynamite.
He chucked
He
that
just-
dynamite.
He didn't even care.
Nope.
He's like, nope.
It wasn't even like a heart. There was like a like he just like chucked it. It was so
I
good.
love that scene. That's the best thing. Like who just throws dynamite like that? Like
Hey, Kurt Russell does. He
Yeah,
does
I
whatever
guess,
he
yeah.
wants.
Mhm.
John Carpenter said he thinks he has one more movie in him, and
Hopefully,
he's
it's
planning
Vampires
on
3.
he's planning on doing a direct
Oh,
sequel
don't
to
no
The Thing.
a Vampires Thing crossover.
Do you think he get James Wood back?
To be yes, I think he could.
Oh.
I don't think James Wood's doing anything right now. So,
James Wood's just like running around like the Antarctic, be like, it's so cool. I ain't got mahogany around here.
that thing got mahogany.
I wish they would just leave the thing alone because that 2011 one
yeah.
was horrendous.
Bad news.
Hey, well, looks like we're gonna get one more.
I don't want it.
Like I'm not some kind of movie purist, but like seriously, like 95% of the time when they remake a movie, they just don't understand like what made the original one good. They try to like update it or like it just doesn't work,
There are a decent amount of remakes that I actually enjoy. Like I thought the Evil Dead remake or reimagining or whatever it was great, but I just like just leave this one alone.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Okay. Mary, what is your number 4?
So my number 4 is The Faculty.
Oh.
Had to throw in a little 90s Josh
I was
Hartnett,
gonna say, is that because your boyfriend's in it?
a little bit.
That's the one where they're like they're aliens, right? The teachers are aliens
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and they all have to like snort caffeine pills and stuff to like dry
Yeah,
out. And
yeah.
Elijah Wood, and it's just like such a teen 90s.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
No,
It's
man.
not.
I
But
didn't
okay.
even think about that one. All right, fair enough.
Jeff, how dare you?
Oh, Jeff, you're
I
talking
mean,
about her
Josh
boyfriend.
Hartnett was the star of the movie, but I mean, the movie itself.
Wait, you don't think Elijah Wood was? He was literally like the final guy.
No.
Yeah, Elijah Wood's kind of like the main character, but
Elijah Wood will never be anything but the Hobbit. So
You know what? If I was
Or-
Elijah Wood living with my Hobbit money, I'd be fine with that.
yeah, be good.
Yeah.
Well, he got Steel City Con money now.
I mean, I don't want to say anything. He's on the Forbes list here. All right. Jeff, what's your number 4?
Number 4 is Alien for me.
Nice.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Epic horror suspense. Quite different than Aliens with a bunch
Yeah.
of space marines in it.
You know
but-
what? Still loved it.
Yeah, still great. Yep.
That
Mhm.
I like the first 2 a lot.
Yeah.
Third one's fine. Fourth one's terrible, but I love it. Then you get into Alien versus
It is such a weird.
territory.
They're like the first 2 are so different from each other. Yeah, like they're like almost night and day. You know what I mean? I mean, the second one still has the horror kind of where this thing's gonna kill us, but like, man, it's such a weird thing because the first one has that like I said, a stark isolation where
Mhm.
there's nothing you can do against that alien. You know what I mean? They're just like a bunch of people stranded or trapped in the ship with this thing. So
And then the second one, they're just
then they're like,
Fire
look at these
guns.
machine guns.
in my big Mexi.
Yeah, like yeah.
Stay away from her, you bitch. Well, it's funny, Jeff, that you put that as your number 4 because my number 4 is also Ridley Scott's Alien.
Oh, nice.
Matched on number 4s.
Yep.
Look at that.
Mhm.
That's impressive. Oh, yeah.
Is Alien on your list, Mary?
no.
Yeah. Have you ever watched
Oh.
Alien?
Yeah, I like it, but it's not like in my top 10.
Wait, so the faculty is in your top 10, but Alien is it?
Yeah,
All right. Fair enough.
just like Halloween H2O is better than Halloween.
Oh, I can't even
Wow,
look at you right now. Wow.
You've wounded Eli deeply.
You have cut me deeply.
Josh Hartnett.
All right, well, let's see what your next Josh Hartnett movie is. Hey, Mary, what's number 3?
The Thing.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay, so we are getting that overlap.
Man, I can't believe I should have put that on my list.
Yeah, well,
I'm going to change my list. I can just type it in here now.
What are you gonna replace it with?
My number 0.5 is I can just add another one in it.
You don't want to take ghoulies out and put an 8?
No. I
Or
mean,
killer clowns
those are on the
from outer
same level. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're like.
Same effect,
Same
and
quality.
Yeah, like I mean, if they'd have chucked some dynamite at them ghoulies, they wouldn't have had this problem.
That would have been a 5-minute movie. They're
That'd
so
been
small.
Wouldn't that have been awesome though? Like it's just
There's like chucking dynamite in the house. I just want to see Kurt Russell run to every movie and throw one stick of dynamite.
Yeah,
That's all I want to see. Just one.
Just run across the screen and toss dynamite.
Like Forrest Gump. He's
Right.
running down the road, and then just Kurt Russell come behind him. All
So
right.
my number 3 is Child's Play.
Oh, yeah. I remember you liked that one a lot.
Yeah, I really like that movie. Yeah. Mhm.
Nice. Is Child's Play on your list, Mary?
It is not.
Oh, that's because Josh Hartnett's on it.
That's very true. If he had voiced Chucky, maybe we would.
Oh my god, it'd be like, Chucky, your mom's a bitch.
I heard originally the Child's Play doll was going to be modeled after Josh Hartnett.
Oh, really?
That would have been great.
Mm-hmm.
What did it though?
Yes.
Is he still alive?
Josh
Yes.
Hartnett? I will say
I was just
he
wondering.
actually. I don't think he's been in a whole lot, but the last thing I saw him was at Penny Dreadful.
Yeah,
and I
he was
liked
really
that
good
one.
in Penny
Yeah, I liked
Dreadful,
him in
and
Penny
he was in
Dreadful.
30 Days of Night, which was
That was
amazing.
before Penny Dreadful, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but he still does a lot of stuff. Like he does more kind of indie stuff and horror stuff. Like he stayed away from being like a big
Huh.
star. He could have been. They tried to make him the next Batman, and he was like, no,
He didn't want that Batman money.
he didn't.
Wait, when was that? Which Batman would he have been?
That was in the early like 2000s. That was after his
Okay.
like 90s fame.
So I've been Bale. You've been Batman instead of Christian Bale, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Oh, what's that face, Jeff? You don't want him as Batman?
No, I'm sure it'd be fine.
What you could imagine him in the Justice League?
Well, I mean, he'd been fine in Justice League.
Why did you say Martha?
I mean, that he'd have probably got an Oscar for his performance compared to the rest of those folks.
All right, fair enough. My number 3 is The Exorcist.
A little bit of crossover.
Yeah, we're getting that crossover territory. Because that movie there's parts of it still just I crab walk down the steps.
I didn't even think that was that weird. Like
I
I
don't
thought
know
it
if
was, I didn't think it was that like off-putting. I thought it was weird, but like,
I think it's like I know we talked before, but I really think it's because like when I watched that when I was like I don't know 6 or 7.
yeah.
And like I think that just got ingrained in my brain. So now when I see it, I'm like,
I mean, I'm like I've seen people crab walk before
down steps and then piss in front of your piano.
Well, the peeing in front of the piano was a little,
That was a weird part. Not the crab walking backwards down the steps.
But then she has like blood vomit coming out upside down and like, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Mary, what's your number 2?
Another overlap here. My number 2 is Scream.
Oh, I hear that's a movie Jeff doesn't like.
I heard he loves it.
Yeah.
I hear it's his number 1.
I wouldn't say I hate it, I don't know. It wasn't for me, it was there's some movies that I'm like, I hate that movie. Like, this was, I mean, I can watch it. Like if it's on, I'll be like, there's nothing else on literally. And like
literally
all my other subscription services or I didn't pay or whatever. I'd watch it.
Oh my God. Okay. Well then, Jeff, what's your number 2?
Sometimes Dead's better. Pet
Cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
I almost put that on my list.
Yeah, the original. There's something
Don't go down that road.
Yeah, something creepy about that old guy.
The old guy.
Yeah,
creepy part for you.
Yeah, heck yeah. He knew
nice
way too
man.
much about stuff. He was not a nice old man. What if he were? I think he was causing the whole thing.
Oh, I mean, if he didn't tell them about it, maybe.
Well, that was like he was drawn to it because of his use of the.
Yeah, but you would think because of that he'd be like, oh, he's like, oh, your cat. Well, let me take your cat up to this old pet cemetery.
But he'd be like, don't go up there. Don't bury your stuff there because it'll come back to life. Except he's like super cryptic, like sometimes that is better. Yeah, we know. What are you talking about? Like
long history up that road. What?
What?
Like, I'm not even from here. What are you talking about?
I love that movie. I considered putting that in my top 10, and it was a tough. It's really good. And
like I said,
I don't even mind some of the.
I couldn't get through the new one. But
it's awful. Like it offended me.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they should have. Was Mark Wahlberg in the new one? I feel like he should have been.
What? That cemetery? What?
What? Pets? What?
The trees are alive?
That was a really weird impression. I don't know why he got Southern. The trees are alive.
You don't like any of my impressions.
No, the trees are alive.
Oh man. Well, my number 2. I think Mary might give me a little bit of flack for this. I don't even know if you've ever seen it, Jeff. But my number 2 is 95, The Prophecy.
Never even heard of it.
Oh, it's so good. So it's basically a movie about angels and demons. You find out that they don't it's not just demons who want to corrupt humans. Angels kind of hate humans because God chose them above. And so then a war breaks out over the angels kind of want to take control. To get back in like the graces of heaven, be the favorite creation. You have Christopher Walken playing Gabriel, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And then the best on-screen version, or someone's personification of the devil. I can never remember his real name. I just call him Aragorn from Lord of the Rings.
Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen plays the devil.
Can you say that? You've seen Legend, right?
Viggo Mortensen?
You can say that the best on screen,
Honestly, yeah, Viggo Mortensen is the best.
better than Legend.
Tim Curry's a really strong number 2,
Okay,
close to number 1. Viggo Mortensen's the
what's it called? 99 degrees Fahrenheit. Is that what it's called?
no, the Prophecy.
You said 95 something. 95.
Oh, it was released
Uh,
in 95.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Why'd you say that weird number in front of it? I'd have been looking for that.
I
You're
said
like,
1995. The
no, you're
Prophecy.
like 95 Prophecy. I was like, I never heard of that movie.
No,
I've heard of the Prophecy. Like,
it's the Prophecy.
can you read?
No, but
And I don't know why you think I'd give you flack for that.
because I didn't think anybody would like that. I thought a lot of people don't like that movie, but it's so it's creepy.
I've heard of Prophecy. I may have even saw it when I was younger.
Christopher Walken's like a really creepy angel because Gabriel's like the bad guy basically in the movie. Like Christopher Walken does so good and like as playing an angel and doing this angel stuff and like oh man, I love that movie so much. And like there's been like 7 of them. Christopher Walken's been in 4 of them. It's crazy, but I love it so much. Really good movie. All right, now it's that time.
It's down to it.
The number ones. Mary, what is your number 1?
My number 1 is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I think it is so brilliant. It is Seven.
7.
Yeah,
that sounds really good.
The
Mhm.
Blue
I like
Dawn.
7.
Mhm.
What's
With,
in the box?
Brad Pitt.
What's in the box?
No,
Morgan Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't beat Morgan Freeman.
Heavy hitters.
Yeah. Who was Brad Pitt's girlfriend? The
Gwyneth
girl
Paltrow?
that smelled Gwyneth Paltrow. She smells like now she does that goop or bullshit.
Vagina candles or whatever.
Yeah, her vagina candles. But yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow, Kevin Spacey.
That's like a perfect movie to me.
7's real good. I like 7.
I can't believe that wasn't even on your list. I'm offended.
I mean, I like it. Just wasn't in my top 10. Jeff, what's your number 1?
Mine had to be The Evil Dead, the original one.
Oh, you know what? That was another one I struggled. I wanted on my list, but I ended up not putting it on it. I mean, I like it, but I just,
To me, like I said, that kind of encompasses everything I want to see in a movie. It's kind of not really scary, but there's some suspense and I think it's hilarious. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like that weird like comedy that I like, or that weird like nonsense that I enjoy thoroughly. So yeah, to me that's my number 1, I think. So
man, yeah, I struggled. I kept wanting to put down my list, but like I ended up basing my list on how like rewatch like what I rewatched the most.
Right.
Yeah, but like it was on my list.
I mean that one I've probably seen that movie 20 times at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Jeff, did you like the 2013 one?
I didn't watch it because I don't want to ruin it, or don't want to ruin the original one.
Yeah, it is definitely not. If for the reasons you stated, you like Evil Dead, you would not like the remake,
right?
Because
like I said, like you guys know,
silliness.
I'm not like into horror, you know. So, but like I like that one because it was horror, but it's like it's just ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They took all that out of the remake.
But
they just
that's what makes the Evil Dead to me, you know.
They're a new Evil Dead is coming out in like 2 months.
Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah, takes place in New York City and not in a cabin.
Okay.
I've never seen so much excitement.
Oh my god. My number 1.
What about you?
Is the original Halloween. That's probably my favorite horror movie of all time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I've watched it so many times. I love it. I love Loomis, even though no one else in this podcast does.
Loomis is the worst.
I love him so much.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know why you love him so much.
Like, I know it's weird.
I love Loomis so much.
I love this old man who yells at everyone ineffectively.
Because I think that's how I'm gonna be. I think that's what I'm gonna be like when I'm his age. Just screaming at people.
There you go,
don't
Mary.
understand.
Yeah, that's what you got to look forward to.
Great.
It's evil. No, it's just they just changed the box of the Red Baron pizza.
We had a pretty diverse selection. A couple,
so, yeah. A little bit of crossover, but not as many as I would have thought, honestly.
Yeah. Only one of us had Josh Hartnett at all.
Well,
that's shocking to me.
Is it though? I think you're being facetious.
I'm totally shocked.
I know. Despite my giant Josh Hartnett poster I have on my wall, I just couldn't put one of his movies in.
with no shirt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was our list, everybody. So, and I'm sure some of these we've covered in past episodes, so make sure you go back, take a listen to those, and I'm sure some of these we'll be covering in future episodes.
Like the
Oh,
faculty.
yeah. Oh, you know what?
Oh,
We're
goodness.
doing a special edition faculty. Mhm.
Yeah, we got to do the special edition Poltergeist, so we have our clip.
I
That'll be the opening credit.
wish I never said anything.
Well, you did.
No,
And it's too late.
You've already. It's recorded on tape now. You have to. You're committed to it. So
You played your hand. No
Mhm.
take backsies.
I take backsies.
Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah. So we appreciate everybody listening and stuff. Mary, do you got anything you want to plug?
Yeah, no, people can just follow me at Mary. Was it scary? That's it.
What's scary?
What?
That I love Loomis as much as you love Josh Hartnett.
Well, I like Josh Hartnett in a sexual way.
Oh, I don't. Well, what?
what if
Like,
they
he
had
is hot.
What if they had Josh Hartnett play Loomis in the remake of Halloween?
That'd be great.
What? No, he couldn't get crazy like that.
So what you're saying is you're super attracted to Loomis.
Loomis.
You're putting words in my mouth.
No, you said
No,
you
that
like
was-
him the same
that was
way.
you did say that.
I
yeah.
misunderstood how much you liked
Hey,
him.
there's nothing wrong with it, Eli.
Yeah, like
Listen,
we accept you for who you
lots
are.
of people like older partners.
You know what?
Yeah.
I don't appreciate what you guys are doing. Loomis is a respected member of the scientific psychiatric community.
Hey,
he was right about
he was originally, but
well, yeah, well, he still was, but people wouldn't listen to him. He was always right. I mean, yes, did he use a kid to try to bait a serial killer to kill so he could capture it?
yes,
Sure.
Mhm.
But desperate times call for desperate measures. And how do we know later on in life that kid was going to join some sickle cult in Nebraska where they
That's
worship
true.
corn?
It's true. Mhm. That's some Minority Report stuff.
That is right. Maybe he was precog. Just throwing that out there. Jeff, should we maybe give a little hint about what's coming up here in January, the new year?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Do we just want? How about we just give them the title of what we're calling the month?
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
a good
Yeah.
a good way to
You want to
lay it out there.
tell the fine folks the theme for January, the title we got. Jeff, do you want to let the fine folks know?
So us here at the Loremasters Absurd, we're starting the new year with a bang.
Ooh. Oh, you people don't even know. And we say bang, we don't mean mahogany bang like vampires.
We don't mean like how Eli wants to be with Loomis bang.
That's just rude. That's just rude and ignorant.
You were the one who said it.
Well, I didn't realize that. I thought you just really liked Josh Hartnett.
I think I knew what she was talking about. Like usually, when somebody's like, "Hey, I really like them a lot."
I have an innocent
Yeah.
mind. Okay, I haven't been corrupted in this world.
A simple mind is different than an innocent mind.
Hey, listen, I'm just
You're
innocent.
you're like Billy Bob with French fried potatoes.
Oh, that's you know what? All right, well, you're never coming on again.
I like that Loomis.
You're never coming on again. You're banned. What's your last one? Everybody say
My
goodbye to
wife
Mary.
just really likes Josh Hartnett.
All right. Well, hey, everybody, we've really appreciated you listening this year. We are excited for you to all join us this upcoming year as we keep doing what we're doing and being the podcast with the most nonsense and good times. Please, if you haven't already, please subscribe to wherever you listen to us. You listen to your podcast too. Make sure you give us a 5-star review. Listen, it's the end of the year. It's been hard on everybody. Just give us 5 stars. Just give us 5 stars. And if you could, on Apple Podcasts, give us a review. Give Mary another reason why she should be banned. And if I'm being honest, I'm a little disappointed because we're still waiting for a review. So do that. Do you want Mary to win?
Yes.
No, no one wants that. No one wants that. You can follow our Facebook page, Lore Masters of the Absurd. Follow us on Instagram at Lore Masters of the Absurd. You can follow me on Instagram at Lore Master Eli. Jeff, where can they follow you?
You can follow me at Loremaster Jeff, and my New Year's resolution is to post things on Instagram.
That's fair enough.
It's gonna be a good year.
Yeah, fair enough. We got some exciting stuff coming here. We're gonna be using more social media. We're gonna try to.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna start releasing the episodes on YouTube. So then you can see the tears that stream from my eye as I get made fun of.
No, you deserve it.
Laugh hysterically. So
Jeff, oh yeah, you already said they can follow you, so follow me. Make sure you rate us, make sure you keep listening, and we'll catch everybody next year. Bye, everybody.